All right, all right, all right. We're back. My name's Sideboard MTG, and you're watching the early access event sponsored by Wizards of the Coast here on YouTube Gaming. Thank everyone for coming into our second stream. We've got a few more planned for the day. We've got this is going to be a jank stream. We're going to be playing a lot of three-color decks, trying some other stuff out. You know, just some crazy stuff. Should be a lot of fun. And then we've got a sealed stream coming up a little bit later today, and then towards the end of the night, we're going to be playing community decks around the time we normally stream. So if you guys want to stop in for any of those, you can. And as always, you know, thanks to Wizards for giving us a fully stocked account that has, you know, all the cards, so we get to play with all the things. So yeah, here we go. Welcome back, everyone that was here earlier, and everyone tuning back in. Thank you very much for coming back with us. What decks did good? All right, so we only played the guild decks in the first stream there. The Simic deck didn't do as well as I thought it would. We ran into a lot of other Simic builds and things like that. I punted against Jim Davis. You missed that one. Yep, punted against Jim Davis when I shouldn't have. Learning to use a new card, I made a mistake, and that cost me. But that was with the Orzhov Visitation deck. Haven't played the Mardu Visitation deck yet. Judith the Goblin Queen seemed to do pretty well. That deck didn't seem very bad. We ran that for the Rakdos build. We do still have another Rakdos build here in the jank list. That's going to be a lot of fun. Do you need to put together Esper Treasure list? Sure. I know there's some other people talking about the Esper list that would make treasures and things due to the enchantments. If you guys want to put that together, we'll go through and we'll look at those. If you want to, you know, post those decks, do so on the Reddit, and then we'll pull those decks probably live on stream because there's just I'm not going to have a ton of downtime to do things off of camera. So you know, I wanted to go eat the chicken wings, right? We had a bunch of leftover chicken wings from last night, and I had these plans, and mine became chicken of the sea, right? Because I get there, and it turns out the other two people in this household had already eaten all the chicken wings. So I had tuna for lunch. Oh well, darn. Yep, and I'm still on the coffee, right? Yep. Things don't always go according to plan. That's why the first rule of planning is nothing ever goes according to plan. So be flexible, move with it, move on. That was the deck you posted on Reddit. Mardu Treasures. You posted a Mardu Treasures deck, Rocker? Alright, cool. Then we have a Treasures deck to build, or to play. Marcus, if you want to post an Esper version of them, then you can. Again, we'll take the votes. You know, while people are over there on the Reddit, they can vote. If you guys are wanting to know where you can do those votes, the links are in the description box below, and you know we'll just go from there. So, how do you upload a deck on Reddit? Well, you just make a post, and if you have that deck in a deck list with a link somewhere, like a link to manatraders, a link to Aether Hub, a link to I think Aether Hub's where you need to be right now, so just build the deck on Aether Hub and you can post it. You can also do it on MTG Goldfish. Goldfish will allow you to use the new cards, and Aether Hub will allow you to use the new cards. So if you guys want to build the decks and make the links there, you can just post those links over on the Reddit. Worst case scenario, just post the actual deck list there in one of the comments, and then I can copy paste that. I'll move it to Aether Hub and get it translated to Arena, and then we'll have it here. Won't take a moment. So janky treasure decks are your job. Captain Lannery Storm crew is great on treasure decks. Seems good. Seems good. All right. So have you guys decided what you want to play first? Here for some jank. Like, it looks like the meta is going to be fairly fast. So I don't know. A lot of these decks, they come out, they're hitting really hard, really fast. The decks were just staggering. The lines that were available to play in the Gruul decks. We had a hasty Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. Barry wants to see Psy. All right, I'm going with that. That was the one I wanted to play anyway. I really wanted to play with the Psy deck. I guess after this we'll actually jump into Sarkhan's Unsealing. We'll play around with that a little bit. Yeah, I want to play Psy. You guys want to play my Teamer Spells, don't you? I'm a little bit worried about that deck. I built it. It looks solid in theory. I have played around with the archetype a little bit in the past. That Teamer Spells deck looks super, super jank. Looks like it could actually be a lot of fun. So we'll go Psy, Sarkhan, and then Teamer Spells, and then just kind of take off from there. All right, so let's talk about this Psy's Rampage combo here. All right, so the idea is we have Psy Master Thopterist, right? We use Psy Master Thopterist to make a ton of artifacts. We make those artifacts by casting artifacts like Mox Amber, Fountain of Renewal, Scrambling Claws. We can, play our treasure maps. We've got a Sorcerer's Spyglass we can play. Dovin Bond can make Thopters by down-ticking. This is also a really good... this is a really, really good deck for Dovin's -7 ability, because we're looking for specific cards to kind of make our combo go off. So digging 10 cards deep to get specific cards is exactly what we're looking for. We've got Karn, so if things don't go according to plan, we make some Karn Structs. And we have big, huge Karn Structs, and we can just start swinging in with those. We've got Tezzeret to draw more cards, because we're going to have a ton of artifacts down. And then once all of that's done, oh, and we can make some artifacts with some deploy. This card seemed to be really good earlier when we was playing in the Azorius Flash deck, which also did really well, Jareth. Then, once we have a ton of artifacts down, at the end of their turn, we cast our instant speed, Rampage of the Clan, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Each permanent destroyed this way, its controller gets a 3/3 green centaur creature token. So the idea, we turn all of our 1/1s into 3/3s, and then we get to do something like River's Rebuke, bounce all their blockers, swing in for lethal. Should be a glorious time. We're going to play like 3 games with it and see if we can get it to go off. So, yeah. Is this the People's Brews, or is that later tonight because you're going to submit one on Reddit? That is later tonight. I want to do the community brews during the hours we normally stream as a community. I think that that's just logical, right? Like we, if you know, our community is the one doing these brews, then we should probably do it around the time our community normally has a chance to watch the stream. So I just think that would be a little bit better for all the people. So if we're submitting decks, do we need to add sideboards? No. The only thing we are allowed to play today is best of 1. We can only play best of 1, and we can only play sealed. So sealed and best of 1. I will. Is Mox the only white source? That won't work, will it? I mean, we've also got treasure map. Well, how did I make that mistake? We've also got treasure map, but yeah, that's a valid point. Dovin may not fit here. I'll chance it. Yeah, that's a really good point. Can I do sealed events for free on this account? No, but we do have 99,000 gems. So, yeah. I have 99 problems, and streaming today is one. Yes, it is. It is one of those, Albatross. Thanks for coming out, sir. How's the streamer event going? Matched up against anyone we recognize yet? Yeah, lost to Thundermo Hellkite and lost to Jim Davis. I recognize quite a few of the names that we've come up against, but the big one was Jim Davis, and I straight punted that. So, yeah. Did he say something about a certain site that we should make the list for today? Any list that will allow you to post the decks, you can go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter what site you use. I was just saying that AetherHub will allow you to use the new cards, and so will MTG Goldfish. So building them there, that'll work. Building them on tapped out will work. Just a little bit more work getting them from tapped out over to where we need them here. But other than that, AetherHub's really easy. You can create an AetherHub account with like a single click. Just click your Google account, and it'll make an AetherHub account for you. So just sign into AetherHub with your Tier 1 Jank, and click Google, and it will make you an account, and you don't even have to do anything. It's like, thank you, Facebook, for making that a possibility, because we all know Facebook started that, right? Anyway, yeah, here we go. Let's play Psy. I think we can get away with the Dovin Bond. I'm gonna risk it. I'm going to risk it. So let's go have some fun. Let's play some jank. We're gonna pick the Psy's Rampage. I know you guys want to see the Prime Speaker Vanasphere deck. I don't know how well that deck's going to do, but it looks like it could be there. Me and Jareth Miles built that deck pretty late last night. Yep, here we go. Psy's Rampage. Have I done Simic counters yet? Yes, I did, Shay. That was in the that was one of the last decks from the last show that I did. So that replay should be available already. And then that deck didn't do as well as I wanted it to. I think if I had to go back and rebuild the Simic deck, I would do it differently. So, not the best hand in the world, but not the worst. We can go get our Psy, hopefully, with incubation. We're gonna find out. Come on, sign in the top 5. Darn. Well, we got rid of all those lands. Yep. This might get a little bit nasty. Well, I'm gonna pass. I can feel bad for passing here if I top deck another incubation. So let's go ahead and try to growth spiral. We get a Karn. I'm gonna play a land from my hand. We get another growth spiral. I'm gonna try to just run out Karn here. Looks like Karn did hit. We will look for some cards. All right, well, he knows what's going on now. Mox Amber produces 0 mana with Karn. This will produce a mana of any color amongst really okay. And Karn is colorless, but doesn't produce a color. What are you giving me, opponent? I bet he gives me Dovin. If he gives me Dovin, I'm going to feel very sheepish for not putting white land in the deck. I figured Treasure Map would get me there. I really did. Riot seems like a huge impact on Standard. Any other observations so far? Yeah, Riot is huge. Riot is definitely going to be huge. Let's do this now. I don't need the additional mana this turn, so we'll just let this enter tapped. Play a Fountain of Renewal. And then we may be to the point now where we just want to start down ticking Karn. I really want to find that guy. Alright, so we can keep up ticking Karn. Hey, we get a land. Alright, so what do we have available for Karn here? Let's go ahead and do this. Does that resolve? There's no way that resolves. You haven't cast a spell this entire game. Really? So is he just going to Kaya's Wrath me? Mortify. Sure. Mortify. Yeah, I just want to draw a card here. More lands. All right. This is going so well. Caution, falling flames. Yeah, Riot. Just the. You know, I'm gonna see if I can get back at Tezzeret here. Well, like, see if I can get back at Tezzeret. Like, for some reason, I think I couldn't. So yeah, we can play Tez. Tez resolved. Okay. We'll uptick Tez. And then pass. It may be time to start. Alright, well, he's tapped out. I'm going to go ahead and Growth Spiral. We'll play the Breeding Pool. Enters tapped. So the Angel. Oh, cast down. Another cast down. He's burning his hand. He's going for it. Yeah, not a lot we can do about it without a Psymaster Thopterist. I could always just make another artifact. Yeah, let's do that. Make another Thopter. And then we'll make a Golem. Play so many lands. So many lands. So much mana. Maybe it was wrong to downtick Karn there, because if he's got another piece of removal, he can burn through the Karn. He did just go cast down though, so that could be a thing. Yeah, I've got to fix this mana base before we run this back. Like if I want to run Dovin, I need some white sources in the deck. I forgot that I had no real way to produce white mana. I mean, we talked about it, and I was really hoping that Treasure Map would get me there. It did not. So, too many decks, not enough sleep, no white mana. Yeah. Yeah. We can ultimate Dovin into play. Ouch. Well, there goes Karn. I could have destroyed all my artifacts in response here. Oh, he's just going to take on Tez. Well, I can get another Tez. We have Tez right here. Alright, I'm just going to make another flyer. Upticking Tez here puts Tez above above the Angel, so we can take a little bit of a hit. Maybe there's a world where I actually just want to be much more aggressive. So we go to blocks. Let's protect Tez. We'll let Karn take a punch. Eldest Reborn. Well, that's a thing. Sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker. Well, bye-bye Karnstruct. We'll go to our turn. Well, this seems fair to just go incongruity and just exile Angel of Grace. Make a Karnstruct. Draw a card. That seems okay. Yep. I'm just going to discard Dovin. Yeah, this is not a Mox Opal. It's nowhere near as good as a Mox Opal. So, any of y'all play Xbox? I do. I play some Xbox. We're going on a rampage. He's got to have counter spells, right? Alright. Our turn. Oh my goodness. Alright, Karn. I bet he gives me a Dovin Bond that I cannot cast. I have made such a mistake with that Dovin Bond. Let's draw another card. It's an island! Oh, we're so good at this. Great. Alright. Where are my treasure maps? No attacks. End turn. At the beginning of his upkeep. That is a chromium. Tis a chromium. That's very bad. Alright. So we'll try to tap down chromium. Did I not use Tez's ability? No, I drew a card, right? It's a 0 ability, that's why it didn't go up. Yeah, good old chromium. He's just going to let it be tapped. Oh, look! We found it. I don't remember it saying transforms 2 up there at the top. I don't remember the transform part. Like, when you point to cards, I don't remember them showing the transforms into side. Karn's dead here. Not a lot I can do about it. Karn's just gone. Bye, Karn. Alright. Well, what can we do about this? Let's treasure map. We will scry and see what's on top. Ooh, claws. I don't think so. Alright, so the claws aren't going to help us. We can get a Fountain of Renewal. It's almost worth it to uptick to make a Thopter, because that's our only hope at keeping Tezzeret alive. Is the extra card worth it? I don't know. Like, Thopter here. We have a little bit more time. Let's just do this now. Let's go ahead and draw another card. Okay. That's okay. Can you imagine if we had a Psy out and doing this? It would have been so good. Alright. No tax. We'd have had so much life if we still had renewal in play. I think it's more about like just keeping our stuff on the board rather than just dying. Yeah, we'll kill one of his dudes. Like, we had to use Rampage at a horrible time. Like, to kill one of our own Thopters that he stole. Oh, yeah, I should have scried an upkeep. Definitely should have scried an upkeep. And that doesn't save us. I mean, yes, it exiles, but he would just discard a card like Chromium. Like, we need blockers. We need, like, a Psy and then something. don't think we're going to get there. Do not want to forest. Karn's fine, I guess. Oops. So we'll go to draw. We'll draw the Karn. Make white. Really? Still not in my main phase. Oh my goodness. There we go. Make the white. We're doing it. Down tick. Dovin. Play Karn. Get River's Rebuke. Cast River's Rebuke. I mean, he can just replay this, but I get rid of the tokens. Like that. I'm basically just playing River's Rebuke to get rid of the tokens. Holy crap, we're casting Dovin. We did cast Dovin. Like it did actually happen. All right. Don't have a ton of options here. We just gotta hope this Psy Master Thopters resolves. So we'll play our land. We'll play the Psy. Maybe I should have drawn cards before I played the Psy. But we're gonna sacrifice a treasure. Draw a card. The hell? If we would have just chained into a couple more artifacts. Just a few more. We might have gotten there. Might have gotten there with just a few more artifacts. You draw first before for more information before making a decision. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That's the same principle you put behind Bant Fog. Like you want to everything that gives you more information, you do the most information first. And you're right. I should have drawn first. This is at me. Okay. So we'll go to blocks. Block. Could have made 12 damage right there. Think we get to try it one more time. Like, do we call Chromium? He's got a Chromium and a Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll call Chromium. This way he can't activate Chromium's ability, like the discard. We could sure make Dovin go up a couple ticks. Yeah, let's draw some cards off our treasures. Oh look, another Psymaster Thopterist. Now we're finding him. Oh, Psy. We had him early though. And then the opponent. Look at the lands! Oh my goodness, Arena, why? Alright, so we've got no silver counter cards in graveyard. Dovin, appreciate all your hard work, sir. You're out of here. I bet we get a land. Gee. Well, gee whiz, Paul. Send a message. I'm getting in there. Oh, yeah. We're getting in there. That's it. That is it. Alright, so we block Chromium this time. He's at 16. I have... We're so close. You don't want me to get that treasure map, huh? I think I still have to block to protect Karn. Like, we're pretty good with him having Kaya's Wrath in hand. Concoct. That... What's he getting back? He's just going to surveil 3? And then try to get something back? What did he get back? He got a Nizahal. Wow. Alright. Okay, so... we do have a treasure map. We can downtick Karn, guarantee ourselves a treasure map. He's going to draw so many cards here, though. It's a every time we cast a non-creature spell, he's going to draw a card. Alright, I'm going to take the treasure map. So, we'll take treasure map. Cast treasure map. Resolve. Resolve. I guess we can breeding pool. And then pass. Let's scry here. Let's know a little bit more. That is a thing. Just coming at me. So if I block and then use my trickery, then we just die. Alright, so I'm going to declare block. Then we're going to use his ability to sacrifice two artifacts to draw a card. So we get our River's Rebuke. Definitely want to stop on our upkeep. And then we pass. We take no damage. We can also Fountain if we want to. Sure. You can discard 3 cards. See, that's pretty good. Alright, well, I am going to use his ability a few more times here. We're going to get rid of the Thopter and... We don't even have to. I'll get rid of the Thopter and the Spyglass. Draw a card. It's a land. And then we'll resolve it. Now what's he doing? Resolve. No, I did it! Oh, take that back. I don't want to do it yet. Oh, man. I wanted to let that resolve, then do it. I would have saved a creature. Man, I'm punting so good today. The just so good. Okay, alright. So, let's go ahead and draw. Yeah. This isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. Alright, we can make it through this. We Psymaster Thopterus. Fountain of Renewal. Reveal the top 2 cards. This has been such a long, grindy game. Which one you giving me? Alright. That thing, huh? Well, we will... Alright, 2 attackers. Sweet. I'm going to draw another card. Sweet. Just give me more artifacts. More artifacts. Cancel. We tap it first. Okay? So I'll try not to be punt master as much as possible here. So if I tap it first, he has to exile a card from his graveyard. Then I sack it, and I get to exile a card from his graveyard. What's important? Chromium? Sure. And then we draw a card. Oh, look, we got a land. Goody. Alright. What, just deck him with his own Nezzy? Is that possible? How many cards has he got left? 27. We've only got 9 cards left in deck, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that's going to happen. How can that be? Oh, because I have 40 lands on the battlefield. That's why it's possible. What is the pod yin speak of? Okay, it's called Birthing Pod. It was a broken card. It's banned in Modern. Like, it's Prime Speaker Vanasphere, not on a stick. Problem with sticks is you can break them over your knee. And sometimes you don't want things to be on a stick. Although, other times, you do want things to be on a stick. Like corn dogs, for example. Right? Chumpy, chumpy. My turn. Oh, look. It's a Mox Amber. Well, I know I want this card. Right? So, I kind of just need to have it. And play the land. Swing. Spray doesn't have something like a settle. Yeah, we want to play the Mox Amber. Choose a legendary permanent you'd wish to keep. Okay. I have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 mana available right now, ladies and gentlemen. 22 mana available. Oh my goodness, what a game. Our opponent's doing well over there. He's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana available. Is this at me? What happens if I just take it? No blocks. You can resolve that. Here we go. The moment I have waited for. Does it happen? Don't counter this. You haven't played a counter this whole game. Why would you play one now? Come on. Woo! We got there! Yeah! We got there! Woo! Oh my goodness! Take John Avon's job with all these lands we've been drawing. Woo! Wow! All it needs red for explosion. We've got that deck coming up. We've got that deck coming up. Explosion for 20. You might see that today. Yeah, what a game. For those of you that don't know, that wasn't here last time, the new 5th card problem, or the new answer to the 5th card problem. If you already have all of a set, if you don't have all of the set, you're more likely to pull a card that you don't already have. If you have all 4 of a particular card, if it's a rare, you'll get 20 gems. If it is a mythic, you'll get 40 gems. So as you fill your collection, which will be easier to fill because you don't hit cards that you've already hit, and then once you fill your collection, you'll actually be able to earn gems from your pack. So nice little feature they did there. We've got the persistent Petitioners deck coming up at some point. So Uh, and that's the stream, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to bed now. That's right. Um, oh, I didn't. Um, yeah, I would have been. We would have been in a really good position. Um, we would have been in a really good position with Sylvan Awakening there. It was a crazy hand. It was a crazy hand. But you know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fix the mana base so that we can actually cast that Dovin Bond. It turned out okay, even though that wasn't the way it was meant to be. But yeah, I'm gonna fix the mana base here a little bit, and I can't believe I didn't have. I trusted a little bit too much in. I built a lot of decks yesterday. Okay, all right. Where is this stupid thing? Oh, I know I'm going to toy around with this deck over the next couple weeks. Where is this? Size Rampage. Maybe we don't need Dovin at all. Maybe I should just cut Dovin and be like, there. That's how we fix it. We cut Dovin and get 2 other artifacts. What artifacts could we play? There aren't any like really good. Navigator's Compass. That'll help us cast Dovin, right? Prying Blade. Sentinel Totem, maybe? I don't know. Amulet of Safekeeping. Creature tokens get -1, -0. Maybe. Sparring Construct would actually be really good. Maybe I just cut Dovin for Sparring Construct. I don't know. I think we can get away with... Let's go to lands. So let's say we want Glacial Fortress. Like, do we just do the playset? Like, I think there's too many lands in the deck anyway for Arena. Like, I like to play less lands on Arena than I do on in paper, just because I feel that Arena does that to you. And we could also run like the green-white ones. And then just have like through split, but I don't really think I need that many. All right, how many lands does that put us at? 25. That's still too many. Maybe we just don't need that many white sources. Like, I just don't think I need that many white sources. Granted, guys, I am not doing the math. I'm not looking at this. I put a lot more work into the mana bases last night than I'm doing right now. But that leaves 2 free slots. With those 2 slots, I'm going with another treasure map because I think treasure map's great, and another Sorcerer Spyglass. Like those are the artifacts I'm looking for. So get rid of Dovin and put in Transmogrifying Wand or Amulet. And that would be a plausibility. It'd be probably acceptable. But I want to cast Dovin, alright? Like, the whole point was I wanted to showcase these new cards a little bit more, but we definitely showcase the Rampage card there. Just even just a Servant and a Gilded Lotus, right? Okay. Like Thraxos, because we're playing a lot of historic spells. Like, untapping Thraxos would be like a breeze, right? Yeah. Thraxos may actually fit in this. I'm lagging really bad. I'm not seeing myself lag. I think you've got bad connection. I'm showing nothing over here. The lag is bad? Really? But I'm showing we're good. on YouTube. Fortunately, guys, there's nothing I can do about it without shutting the stream down and bringing it back up. Watch, we'll never see Dovin again. You'll never see those white cards again now that we have white mana. It was the only reason we seen them in the first place, because we didn't have no way to cast them. Didn't have no way to cast them. Man, where the hell are you from, Eric? It's combo deck. We got to get our pieces out, so. Ooh, Antiquities War. See, now these are some ideas that I could flow with right here. I want incubation on turn 1. I'd rather go find nothing. This card's bad in this deck, isn't it? Like, it's only meant to just go find Psy. And I don't think it's good enough to find Psy. I think I should probably just play something else. It should probably just be Adventurous Impulse, because that would let me go 3 cards deep to find Psy, but I could at least take a land. So, well, I'm a hardwired 100 megabyte per second connection. Like, that's the best I can get here. I guess we just go tap land, fountain. Always fun to draw what you can't play. Board the Weatherlight. So Board the Weatherlight is like 4 mana. You still need to be able to crew it for 3. So, like, it would be really hard for us to crew without, like, a Karnstruct. But Board the Weatherlight could be a thought, right? Because, like, that'll let us go get historic spells, which pretty much, like, most of the deck is historic. So, what's black, green, white colors called? Evan. I mean, just get rid of one of them, dude. Just pick one. Oh, Board the Weatherlight. I was thinking the Weatherlight itself. Board the Weatherlight, yeah. Actually, that's pretty good. This might be the right spot for Board the Weatherlight. We're just dropping frames? Really? How could I be... Oh my goodness. Let's... Here, I'll kill the music. Let's see if this helps. What? She's gonna exile my stuff. Her minus ability actually works here. What craziness. I'm actually just going to start the beatdown process. He has taken so much life from his lands, because he's drawn 4 Godless Shrines, that we may just be able to start the beatdown and go from there. We don't need music. Just bring Lincoln in. Right. I need to turn that heater off is what I need to do. Just posted the treasure list to the Reddit. Is the stream looking a little bit better now? No. So Kaya can actually exile my token. He's going to tuck my Karn. If he tucks Karn, well, Teferi's dead unless he exiles my token. He's going to exile my token. Well, look at you. That happened. So now I can't use incubation or I'll pass my Karn over. Right? Oh, noob versus noob. Thanks, Timmy. How you gonna like come into somebody's chat? Like really? We could draw a card. It's pretty much the only thing that we got going on here. I mean, I could technically draw the Karn, but wouldn't be able to do anything with it. It's not like this matters. This play means nothing. This play means absolutely nothing. Just dyslexic. This may be true. There may be some dyslexia there. Your day will be complete. Smothering Tide, Rebel enriches. Sounds like that'll be fun. If I can use Electro Dominance one time to kill a Teferi and flash in Carnage Tyrant, you'll have lived. See? Now that sounds like living to me right there. Like that's... Right? Electro Dominance for 6 on your Teferi. Here's my end of your turn Carnage Tyrant. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like that would be a thing, sir. Like that really does. Give me a priority so I can make you get rid of a card from your graveyard. Thank you. I have so many choices he doesn't even know it. I could have picked which card he wanted him to get rid of. Make him get rid of the other one. Make him pick the one I want him to pick. I am going to go ahead and sacrifice this to draw a card here, though. And this should have us drawing Karn after this. I don't think we've shuffled, have we? No, we haven't. Alright, so we got to... This is playable. We don't get the ramp off of it, but we get to go ahead and get to Karn right now. So it just allows us to maximize the usage of our mana this turn, which is fine, right? So if I go incubation and hit a Psy, we can actually do quite a bit of quite a few things this turn. Hey, look, that's like the 5th time I've cast that spell. Nothing. That spell is coming out of this deck. I'm counting this as my testing right now. This is the wrong spell for this deck. I thought that because of the green frog lizard thing on the backside, it would be worth it, but it's not, and I'm not going to fight against this Teferi. I'm all scooping it up. Anything to drop a deuce on Teferi you support? Yeah, I'm in support of destroying Teferis, but I'm also in support of playing Teferi. That's why I put him in the Azorius Splash deck. I looked at Azorius tokens. I looked at Azorius Tempo, and again the old historic deck with Azorius there. Like that was the best I could come up with. So I don't know. We're gonna go. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. I gotta make a head call, right? For those of you in the military. And you guys can take a look at the different decks. If you want to see what is in these decks, the link is in the description box below. I'm more one-minded than you are. Yeah, I'm scatterbrained, dude. Like, I don't know about one-minded, but I am scatterbrained. That's right. We earn a new deck tomorrow. But yeah, check out the link in the description box below. I'm gonna go see if there's like anything else taxing my home Wi-Fi. We're gonna see what happens there. And yeah, like I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on a hardline connection, but like maybe something else is doing things. So yeah, I gotta go to the restroom. Go check on the Wi-Fi, see why you guys are getting so much lag. And then again, check the link in the description box if you want to see these decks. Neven or Jacobs. The reason I don't have a Teamer Wilderness Reclamation Primal Amulet deck, and trust me, I did look at Todd Anderson's brew. I seen that Todd Anderson built that deck. The reason I didn't go with it is because I felt that there were going to be so many copies of Bedevil floating around that we were going to be back into the days of Abrade, where Abrade was just naturally in decks. And then I thought that we would have a hard time keeping an artifact on the battlefield, or an artifact of importance onto the battlefield. I could be wrong. I might have just been bad wrong in that assumption. And that's part of Magic, you know, calling what you think people are going to be running versus what you think people aren't going to be running. So yeah, I tried not to put very important artifacts in most of my decks. I think there's one deck here that I've got, or one or two decks that have got a couple Immortal Suns or something like that. So, yeah, I did see Todd Anderson's list. That list looked really good. I seen his Bant list that he's got a no fog Bant list that was the inspiration for my no fog Bant list. So I think he also had Primal Amulet in that one or something like that. But again, I cut all Primal Amulets out of all my lists today just because I think I just thought that there was just going to be so many Bedevils just naturally in the format that important artifacts wouldn't make it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave you guys for just a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'm going to make a quick head call. We'll check on the Wi-Fi, and we'll get right back at it. Look at the list below. Chat amongst yourselves. Do whatever it is you're doing. And you know, the Aether Hub, the first link in the description box will take you over to all of these deck lists. Go through them. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know here in chat. I'll look over chat, and then we'll see what we're getting into next. However, I think next on the docket is Sarkhan's Unsealing. I know I want to play that. So, yeah, and hit the like button. Subscribe. If you're new, subscribe. If you just come here to troll me, you might as well get out now, right? But anyway, back in a moment. All right, we are back with our Wizard sponsored content, and we're gonna play some more decks here. Uh, two likes up. Well, if you hit like twice button, it takes it away. Or you hit the like button twice, it takes it away, right? You love some bandwagons? You don't know who's trolling, but I love some bandwagons. I don't know. Whoever come in here said noob facing noob. I assume someone was watching the other stream and then come found me or whatever, and they're like, oh, we got an idiot playing an idiot, but whatever. We're going to jump into Sarkhan's Unsealing here. I one-tracked mine and forgot that I said that we were going to play Sarkhan's Unsealing next. I wanted to try Sarkhan's Unsealing with some of the new cards. Cards like Sunder Shaman, this seems pretty decent. Sunder Shaman is it can't be blocked by more than one creature, and when it deals combat damage to a player, we get to destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. This may also be really good with some way to give it trample. So if you ran this in a deck that had blue and you had Rhythm of the Wild, you could put counters on it, and then there's ways to give creatures you have with counters. You can give them trample. So like if you splash blue and went into like a Teamer Unsealing deck, you'd have some more options there. But I wanted to try Sunder Shaman, and then I wanted to keep the curve like as low as possible. The dinosaurs theme seems like it does fit really well. I had the most success out of the Sarkhan's Unsealing decks when I was running it with dinosaurs. So Crash Through, yes, Crash Through would be a good way. Needs Vimare and Infernal Hellion. Possibly. This took the spot of the Infernal Hellions. I can definitely see Infernal Hellion being a thing. We used it to a lot of success in the past. But again, I ended up more on a dinosaurs theme with a couple of the new cards. One being Sunder Shaman. Really wanted to try that out. And then I really wanted to try out Thrash and Threat. Thrash seems like it's going to be a really good card. So I'm excited to play that. We really just want to get into Carnage Tyrants. I mean, this is a Carnage Tyrant deck. If we can get a nice board state going, we can get some Galtas down. Again, I think Galta is better in in some of the other builds where you can give it haste. I think that the new pet card for enchantments in these colors is going to be Rhythm of the Wild, not so much as Sarkhan's Unsealing. I definitely wouldn't. Play like both of them together. I don't think, but you could. Right. Pay on Patreon and submit a 60 island deck for the Patreon games. You are allowed to do that, and I promise I will be madder than hell the whole time I'm playing it. I promise. Could take one Leaf Champion, one Still Leaf Champion, and one Shaman for 2 Hellions. Yes, we could tweak the deck. We sure could. I am not going to. Rush is like, well, dang. All right, then. We could tweak the deck. If I was going to tweak the deck, yeah, give me money. Troll me that way. I like that. I like those trolls. Oh, man. Have we even gotten any subscribers during this event? Well, I mean, we can turn 3 Still Leaf Champion. We can turn 4 Still Leaf Champion. Ripjaw Raptor. I mean, the hand's not bad. You don't always have Llanowar Elves. It's not horrible. Pizza time! I love pizza time. I'm getting better at the subtle shops. Aw, thank you. It means so much, Rush. I got 3 or 4 subs. Cool. Cool. So we're gonna do like a 16-hour stream and get like a total of like 10 subs. I really want to play the Thunder Shaman. I really want to play the Thunder Shaman. But I mean, even Ripjaw's a good play. Like, we've got so many good plays here. I can play this tapped and play Still Leaf though, and I think I'm going to do that. Like, I think that that's the better line. So we go tapped, Still Leaf champion, pass. Any new non-troll subs in chat? Raise your hand, Joe. I don't think so. With this new OBS, I don't get the sound notifications that I used to get when people would subscribe. So, again, I don't know just how much I'm liking the new OBS. Hey! Alright. Let's attack. We'll see what happens. Getting in there. We'll play a Sarkhan's Unsealing and pass the turn. So now we get to start doing some work. Like, he needs to mortify this. Gutter Bones. Oh, Gutter Bones. And a Plague Crafter. Got the old Llanowar. And what did he get rid of? Gutter Bones? Gutter Bones down! Oh, wow. What's the math on this? If I kill Plague Crafter, he takes an additional 1. Then I swing for 5. That's 6. I mean, do I care that he's drawing cards? Can we be fast enough that we just don't care? So now he needs kill spells. Judith. So what do you do here, opponent? A vicious conquistador. The vicious little conquistador. This conquistador is very vicious. Very vicious. Does he have a way to gain life? Because if he doesn't have a way to gain life, then he's just dead next turn. Yep. I think I'm going for the kill him route. I don't think I'm dead. I could be. He could have a way to just kill me on the backswing. Now he's really dead. You're a fan of double unsealed drop Raptor next turn? See, that's what I was thinking. I dropped the Raptor or the Thunder Shaman. Like, it just does not matter what I drop next turn, and then he dies on the stack. Woo! Look at him. Oh, Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Midnight Reaper. Give me a something huge. Boom! I don't care. I just grabbed one. All of them worked. All of them worked. Yeah. We could have also cast Galta for 2, right? And that would have been a nightmare. Oh, that would have been a nightmare. So yeah, we could have done that. Ooh, look! It's the vicious conquistador with such a sweet mustache. Alright, moving on. Back into Sarkin's Unsealing. We'll get into another game. Wham Bam Cunningham! Was this the same dude? Was that the same dude we played earlier? Yeah, I know. We could have done so many things right there, but the whole thing was, this is a Sarkin's Unsealing deck. Like that was technically loose play. In order for just doing more. Oh my goodness, that's Shahar. Is that Shahar Shinhar? I might be starstruck again here, guys. I can't keep the hand. No, not now. All right, I'm going to keep. I think I have to get to a red source. If this is Shahar Shinhar, this is a 2-time world champion that we're playing against right now. I'm not for sure this is Shahar Shinhar, but I think it may be. Yeah, Hall of Famer Shahar Shinhar right here. I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, I'm a little bit starstruck right here. All right, and then we got a mulligan on top of it all. It's just mulligan, yeah. Give Shahar such a free win here. Hello. Where's the "Can I have your autograph" button? Right? Like where's that? Where's the "Can I have your autograph"? You know what? If nothing else, this has been. I'm going for it. I'm gonna try to an unsealing here. Looks like we got it. I mean, he could probably remove it somehow, but slamming unsealing seems really good. He's looking at it, so this will get mortified. Mortified, or disenchanted in some fashion, right? Yeah. He's like, why mono green, right? Oh wait, it's not mono green. And then he's like, why is Sarkin's Unsealing? Like, who plays that crap? He couldn't stop the first one. I thought so, Shahar. Like, I didn't want to play the Vivian Reed into that. Just because, like, yeah. Exactly. Like, I would rather that second unsealing, which is still very powerful, especially in a control matchup. I'd rather the second unsealing catch a counter than something like Vivian Reed. So, yeah. I mean, he could still easily destroy this Sarkin's Unsealing. I expect that his Esper deck has Mortify and things like that. So I would like to start hitting some creatures that were very good. Like a nice chain of creatures would be great. Oh, he's doing stuff. Like, these are slightly... He's just trying to flip the search for Azcanta quicker, so playing another search does give him that ability. I wonder if he has a counterspell for Vivian Reed. Apparently not. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the search for Azcanta. I think doing it now is decent. So now we'll get a cast trigger here. I'll use the cast trigger to get rid of his 4/4. And this is probably going to lock up the game against Shahar here. I'll take a Still Leaf Champion. we'll swing, and yeah. I mean, he's still got 3 cards in hand. I assume he's got a Wrath of some sort. Thought Erasure, sure, go for it. You take my Still Leaf. Everything else is kind of a dead card. So, I mean, we still make a 4/4 with Thrash, or sorry, Threat. Like we can still produce a threat. We can just thrash around, whatever. There's that wipe I was expecting. There's Brontodon. I'm going to go ahead and uptick. Shahar is out of cards. Regisaur Alpha looks decent here. I'm just going to make a beast. Like, we're just going to go that route. We're going to make a beast and pass the turn. Rebuke. Did I say Rebuke? I meant Wrath. I'm sorry. Kaya's Wrath. So he's going to draw a card. Alright. Alright, so we're going to uptick looking for a land. It's kind of the goal here. I'm going to take the mountain. I would rather have another red source. So we'll play said land. We'll go to... Maybe I did that wrong. I shouldn't have went to combat yet. I shouldn't have went to combat. So if I would have cast a Regisaur Alpha first, I would have also been swinging with a 3/3. I mean, even if it doesn't resolve, though, Teferi's going to go bye-bye. Like Raul Zarek says, choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye. That's probably my favorite animation quote of all the Planeswalkers. Like, so when you click a Planeswalker on here, like they'll say their little spiel, and that's Raul Zarek's. Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye. So good. Yeah, punted against Shahar here. Should have played that first main phase. Alright, Shahar's doing some digging. We do get to put off quite a nice snap at him next turn. Yeah, I definitely missed 3 damage there. There's that Mortify. Will it be enough? Will it be enough? Galta. Show me a Galta. Ripjaw seems better than Still Leaf at the current moment. I only say that because it's a dinosaur and it will have haste. I left 3 damage on the table, remember? I left 3 damage on the table. There's a Wrath. All right. Rekindling Phoenix seems good here. Does anyone else watch Kung Fu Panda? There's like the evil owl lady on Kung Fu Panda. She does that same move, you know, that spin down that this Phoenix does. I've got a 2-year-old, Kung Fu Panda is definitely on the TV often. Let's see if we can find something else here. Another Rekindling Phoenix. It's probably just as good as anything else, right? I mean, I could go for more lands. But Rekindling Phoenixes have to be exiled. So we'll see if he's got a way to do so. I mean, I'd be fine with settle. I mean, if he wants to settle it here. Sure. Oh, look at that. An absorb. I left 3 damage on the table. Shahar Shinhar is about to come back and whoop my butt. Oh my goodness. Thought Erasure. Sure. I've got a couple cards in hand. Pick something you would like. Anything. Anything. Doesn't like Sunder Shaman. I mean, he's definitely looking at a pretty nasty grip here. He knew what I was drawing. Do you have the nope. Alright, he doesn't. So, our creatures are really big. Let's go for the Sunder Shaman. So now they have Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. GG, Shahar. GG. Yeah, that Dino for 3 damage, leaving 3 damage on the table. That was that caused the game to go on a couple turns. And if Shahar would have come back and beat me after that, oh my goodness, oh, that would have been bad. It would have been so bad. But it, you know, in all reality, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually just an honor to. It's an honor to play against most of these guys, right? Like I have looked up to Shahar for years. He has led the Israeli team for multiple seasons. He got into Magic. He like 2 years in a row Worlds, and then took a year off. Like there's the Enter the Battlefield episode, you know, where he's talking about how he didn't practice a lot, and he let that really get in the way of his, you know, his professional gaming. And then he came back like the next year, you know, ready to go with a lot of practice and right, like all of that. Like Shahar's that's a Hall of Famer right there, guys. Like that's his it's about the like, you know, your opponent's not messing up right there, right? Like I doubt Shahar was doing any punts. We just had the better deck at the moment and drew better. So even though we had like 5 dead cards in our hand. But anyway, that was the Sarkhan's Unsealing deck. We've got a ton of decks to go through, so I am going to move on. The Sarkhan's Unsealing deck was pretty sweet. I like some of the new cards. Do I think that the new cards are better than some of the old cards we had for Sarkhan's Unsealing? Not 100%. Again, you know, really just to see how things go. But again, Laugh New Hellion is, or sorry, not Laugh New Hellion, Infernal Hellion, great card to put in these Sarkhan's Unsealing decks. I would have definitely run that instead of some of the other cards. I wanted to see how well, you know, cards like, you know, the Shaman work and things like that. I don't think that the Shaman has much synergy with the rest of the Dino aspects, but all in all, like the card is really good. 4 mana, 5/5 that can destroy artifacts and stuff like that when it hits. It seems good to me. So, all right. What did we say would be after Sarkhan's Unsealing? All right, so we have already done the Psy craziness. We were 1-1 in that deck, and I just gave up on it. We've got the Sarkhan's Unsealing deck. All right, so we've got, Junkratz, we've got Esper Afterlife, we've got Persistent Petitioners, we've got a Muldrotha deck, Rakdos 20 Bolt, Grixis Control, Abzan Afterlife, Jeskai Control, Jun, the Pod. You guys want to see the Pod deck? Oh my goodness. All right, so explaining this deck. All right. So I got to looking at a bunch of different decks, right? And Jerry Thompson put out a list on Star City Games Premium. He put out like 10 lists on Star City Games Premium, and on most of those lists, I didn't see any Rhythm of the Wilds, right? And I listen to a lot of people talk about building a Prime Speaker Vanafear deck, right? So as I watch people talk about this card, watch people or looked at people's brews and things like that on this card, that there was one thing that I just didn't see in like 90% of the brews, and that was Rhythm of the Wild. But all of the same people were talking about, if you get countered, that it just breaks your chain, because someone, like you need to put down a 3-drop so that you can sack it and go get a 4-drop, that sort of thing. If they counter your 3-drop, then, it just breaks your chain. Also, everyone talks about, Pod was, you could activate it the turn that Pod came down. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about Birthing Pod, which is, a banned Magic card. It's banned in Modern. So, like, Birthing Pod is a really, really sweet card that allows us to trade, a 3-drop for a 4-drop. We sacrifice a 4-drop, we go get a 5-drop. We sacrifice a 5-drop, we go get a 6-drop. We sacrifice a 6-drop, we could go get a 7-drop. I actually topped this deck out at 6 converted mana cost. I originally I was playing around with the idea of a little bit of life gain up in the top end. So like I was playing around with Plockaworm and I ended up cutting Plockaworm. At some I agree with what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are running Izoni and things like that in the deck. I actually cut an Izoni. We have a ton of, like, if you look at the curve on this deck, we have a ton of 3-drops and 4-drops, right? So we've got quite a few 2-drops to get us into the 3-drops, 3-drops to get us into our 4-drops. Our 4-drop slot is where everything is really, 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 like, toolbox-like. I'm trying to think of the word for it, but the whole deck's a toolbox deck, right? The only consistency you're going to have in this deck is just winning, right? Okay, I went too far with that, right? That's some Dr. Disrespect stuff right there with that confidence. But there's not going to be a lot of consistency. The whole deck is just based on we're just going to sack a dude, go get the next converted mana cost up. It's a very versatile deck. You'll play different games versus different opponents. Like, against a control deck, I am never going to sack my 3-drop and go get a Ravenous Chupacabra. But the chances of me sacrificing my Elvish Rejuvenator and going and getting something like Frilled Mystic to counter their spell, that's completely different. All right, so yeah, like you're just going to have all of these different plays. And then, there's going to be some times where I don't need to counter a spell, and I might sack my Elvish Rejuvenator just to go get a Nicol Bolas, right? And then, as far as the mana base, being able to support all of these, we've got our colors, and at one point I was playing around with an idea that Jerry Thompson had in a couple of his decks, and that was to run some guild gates, right? And if you run the guild gates and you guys want to go that route when you build your versions of these, and I highly recommend that you do not just grab someone else's version of this deck unless you're willing to put in a lot of time with the deck, because knowing the deck that you have built is a lot different than playing a deck that someone else has built when it comes to Pod. So I played Pod when Pod was in Standard. We had a Naya Pod deck that was just bonkers. But if you're going to go the Gates route, you get to change Elvish Rejuvenator into the little druid, right? Light Market, like District Guide. There you go. Light Market with what? Yeah, you get to run District Guide instead, which will allow you to go search up that land. I actually went with Elvish Rejuvenator. I'm just going to take my chances off the top of the deck. Add white for Shalai. Okay, so if I added white, there would probably be quite a few other cards in the deck. At one point, I did have a brew that didn't have red in it, but I wanted red in the deck because there's some nice 5-drops to go get. Being able to get a Regisaur Alpha is decent. Niv Mizzet is one of the top ends that I put in here. No, I don't plan on casting Niv Mizzet, but it could happen. I could probably get all of my red sources and somehow cast Niv Mizzet. We can flip Bolus, that sort of thing. But I wanted Regisaur Alpha for that extra little hit. Yeah, District Guide, if you're going to go the routes for, if you're going to go the Guildgate route, because District Guide can go get those. So there's just a ton of different ways you can build this deck. And I recommend, you know, check out everybody's list, right? Like, look at what all the people are doing. So, yeah. Exactly. You're throwing a bunch of cards in the graveyard, so I thought that Muldrotha would be, you know, another decent top-end payoff. Allow us to, you know, restart our chain in different places. But what's going to make my version of this deck a little bit different from most of the versions I have seen is the fact that I am running Rhythm of the Wild because I want Prime Speaker Vanafir to have haste the turn that she comes down. I do not want to wait. I want to start sacking things immediately because I feel that if we don't get at least one sack, one upgrade, one toolbox pick, then it was all for naught. As far as non-creature spells in this deck, there are only 5. There are the 3 Rhythm of the Wilds and the 2 Fine Finales. Again, if you build these decks, make sure you know what you have available to you to go get. We do have Biogenic Ooze. The interaction between Biogenic Ooze and Prime Speaker should be mentioned. She's an Elf Ooze, whatever that other ability is. Oh, I took one out. Anyway. So, Prime Speaker, let's do it. Oh yeah, big old Pepsi logo right there. Alright. Oh man, I was hoping you guys wouldn't make me play this. I built it, but I don't know how playable it is. But I definitely know that someone's going to crack the code on this card. And if they do, we may all be in trouble. When I hostage taker, do I plan to take a turn off? No, I plan on casting whatever under hostage taker that turn, and then sacking the hostage taker and moving on to 5. Like, you don't need mana to get your next card, because her lower body is just one big ooze. Oh man, I've got to keep it. We don't have the red mana though. That's why I'm like, oh man. No red mana is devastating. Yellow Hat. What? Gabriel and Nassif. Oh man, all the big boys are playing right now. Gabriel Nassif, he just recently started his YouTube channel. If you guys do not know who Gabriel Nassif is, by all means, check him out here on YouTube. I've been watching him for quite some time. Really, really nice guy. He's just a friendly guy. He's got his Terramander. I'm gonna go with no attacks. No Chromatic Lantern. You know, I'm waiting on Chromatic Lantern on a stick. Maybe Chromatic Lantern should have been in the deck. And again, when you're playing a 4-color deck, there are risks that you're going to have to take. Like, you're just going to have to risk some things. As Merfolk trickstered me. We have been tricked. Good play, Nassif. Good play. So, Gabriel Nassif is the guy who took Mono Blue to a 10-0 finish at the Pro Tour. Alright? So, just going to throw that out there. This dude's kind of the real deal. It's terrifying. That's pretty good. Pretty good, Jank. You got jokes. He's got jokes. I'm going to pay 2 life. Mainly just because if I can get this down against this mono blue deck, I'm not going to be casting any of these. Oh my goodness. He just slammed it. Alright, so we get our Merfolk Branchwalker. It's only option 2. So we grab a Merfolk Branchwalker. Come on, scribe me into a red land. That will do. I'll pay the 2 life. We'll get to Ravenous Chupacabra. Kill the Tempest Djinn while he's tapped out. Alright. No attacks. So now we can trade Ravenous Chupacabra for something else. Yeah. Why didn't I finale? Why would I want a finale? I want to go get back my 1 Llanowar Elf? Really? I'm drawing my 5 drops. I don't need to draw those 5 drops. I need to be able to cast them. I need to to get into them. All right. I mean, I could play the Ooze. We do have to start pressuring his life total here, though, because that's a real thing. Like, having Niv in my opening hand is horrible. Horrible. Biogenic Ooze is one of the cards that I would want to be able to go get right now. I think I have to... We'll go no attacks. I'm just going to end the turn. Yeah, this can only be done as a sorcery. I think I may need more flyers in this deck. Curious Obsession. Like, this is going to be a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah, I should have sacked this Merfolk Trickster. Or Merfolk Branchwalker and got into something else. Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble. Right. So if I If I use her ability and I get rid of the 5-drop, I can go, or I get rid of Ravenous Chupacabra. If I use the ability, and so I could go get Reclamation Sage, but I'm just going to lose it, right? So if I get rid of Merfolk Trickster, or Merfolk Branchwalker, I can go get Reclamation Sage, and I can pop the Curious Obsession. There'll be very little he can do about it, right? However, that's not like the greatest thing in the world for me. I think I need to find Finale and get into Muldrotha. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to cast Find Finale. Are we not going to do anything? We're going to skip our turn. That's what we're going to do. Come on, I need a little bit more time. A little bit more time here, Magic. GG there. GG. Yeah, I was going to find Finale and then go get Muldrotha so that I could guarantee Ravenous Chupacabra on the next turn. I don't think that Hostage Taker would have done it. Plus, I've got no way to go get a Hostage Taker, right? There's no 3-drop on the battlefield. You cannot go get a 4-drop. So, yeah. What's up, Dummy Nation? How you doing? Go find Hostage Taker. Yeah, it don't work that way. You can't just go find Hostage Taker. So, Fuse ran out on us, and while we were thinking, or while I was thinking, this is one of those games, right? So, you know, like, this is one of those decks where it's not going to be easy. But yeah, no, you go get one higher than the converted mana cost. So you need a 3-drop on the battlefield to go get a 4-drop. You need a 4-drop to go get a 5, and so on and so forth. So that would not have worked. Hostage Taker was not a play. I had a play there. I took too long to make the decision. So I was looking through. I was going through more choices, and you know that's one of the areas where Arena kind of sucks, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like if you're going to play something that's going to take a lot of time, but we ran into this on MTGO, right? Like there's certain decks that like you need to be playing these fast, and this is definitely one of those decks where you'll want to get more reps in with deck, and so that you know better, like you'll know how it works even better. So I'm going to keep this hand. This hand looked perfectly fine. Like the entire mana base is technically set to get this Land of Worlds on one. So Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Well, that doesn't block. Like, there's probably, like, a rule that you should probably activate this every single turn if able. No matter what. Trade something up every turn. Can you crack packs for Allegiance cards? No, this is we're on private servers. We're on the we're not even technically playing the same game that you guys are. We're playing. Oh right, I hit my Carnage turn. Yay! And this can only be done as a sorcery, so let's do it now. No point in getting our Reclamation Sage. Might as well leave that on the battlefield. I wouldn't mind drawing more cards though, so like, but I want land, so I'm going to go Elvish Rejuvenator here. And what do we want? We want black sources pretty bad, so I'll take the Memorial to Folly. And this will allow us to get into Hostage Taker next turn. Oh, I have the Rex Sage. See, that was bad on my half. Maybe I should just play Rex Sage, but I already got a 3-drop on the battlefield. I don't need to go get another 3-drop. I mean, I can always get it back. We'll pass. We'll pass. Yeah, getting the counter speed elf doesn't seem great at sorcery speed. You know what? I didn't even think about that. That actually never crossed my mind. I can't believe I didn't think about that. I keep forgetting that you can only do this at sorcery speed. So that's I'll have to go back and look at that again. I got to sack a dude by Llanowar. And then he gets 2 mana. So he's got an Abzan sack deck here. Like, he sacked a priest and a Knight of Autumn. That seems like a lot. Final payment. He paid 5 life for that final payment. Wow. Yeah, I'll do this. So, I assume he destroys Rhythm of the Wild? Yeah. So we got a bunch of knights here. Okay. Roar. Go get him, Rejuvenator. You go get him. Alright, so Ravenous Chupacabra kills Hostage Taker. He's back. Knight of Autumn gains some more life. Seems pretty good. Priest sacks them both. I'm going to get rid of an Elvish Rejuvenator because I need my mana. And that was all on my turn. Yep, that was bad. How do you play the Ravenous Chupacabra on my turn? Alright, so Midnight Reaper. I get Hostage Taker. Let's just get rid of this priest. This priest has become a little bit annoying. Just a little bit. And it's cheap. I can recast it fairly easily. If I hit one more hand, then I can recast the priest and alright, it cost me a land. I don't want him to get his priest back for free. Like, if he wants to spend yet another card to get that priest back, then sure. Alright, he got that priest back. I'm going to pay 2 life, play the Fine Broker right now. Come on, Miss Vanifear. Another priest. It's pretty good. He can sack both of them. Make me sack the Golgari Fine Broker. Journey to Eternity. Sack them both. Flip the Journey. Now I can start bringing things back from the graveyard every turn. That's pretty good. Yeah, he almost has enough mana to activate Journey. We need some other creature down before we actually play Prime Speaker Vaniker. We've lost this one. Yeah, it was a really good journey use. He's got a pretty sweet deck. Although we have missed a ton of land drops. We lose two life each time he sacks something. We lose 2 life and sack a creature, and then he gains 2 mana, and he draws a card. Yeah, we're beat by Journey here. Yay! That's the problem with running, big cards like this that are hard to cast. You got a lot of payoff if you can keep it in the deck, but if it ever actually ends up in your hand, then you're pretty heartbroken over that. So, yep, we're just gonna die to Priest of the Forgotten Gods here. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I don't have double blue to cast this. Yeah, this is game. Yeah, it's definitely rough. And like I said, if you build these decks, like if you build a Prime Speaker deck, you're gonna want to put a lot of time in with the deck. You're gonna want to know it in and out. You're gonna want to it's a toolbox deck. And as of right now, I have like all the tools in the world, but once we get a meta, it's more like, there's a specific job we're going to want to go do, and you might not want to bring, your jackhammer if you're just, if you ain't breaking concrete, you know what I mean? So, there's certain cards that I would definitely. This deck seems all over the place. Do you not realize what the deck is? That's the whole point of the deck, is to be all over the place. Like, that's exactly what it is. Fix the elf. I'm just not playing it anymore. Alright? Like, I'm done. I played 2 decks with it. It was fun. I already see multiple things I need to fix about the deck. So I'm just going I'm gonna let it be. Alright. Hey, you miss 100% of shots not taken. I took a shot. Sometimes you miss shots you take, right? Yeah, it's a toolbox. It's supposed to be all over the place. So, please play your deck. Rodrigo, I see your deck. If you will post that on the Reddit, on the Sideboard MTG Reddit, it will get seen, and it has a high chance of being played later tonight. But I'm not playing community decks at the given moment. All right, there will be a show later tonight where we do play. The community deck. So let's get some Jund in our lives. Some Jund. Oh, Rush wants Jund. Alright. Give me just a second. Yeah, Teamer Spells. That's the deck you guys want to see in it. Teamer Spells. We're gonna do this really quick. All this coffee, I've gotta step out again. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Yep, big white screen. There you go. That's what I'm leaving you with. You want to see some Rakdos gameplay? Teamer Spells, Rakdos. Gotcha. We'll play them. Don't worry, we'll play them. Rakdos Burn is going to be a lot of fun. Like, we'll do some Teamer Spells in a minute, but Rakdos Burn is going to be a ton of fun. Come on. Oh, pause. For crying out loud. Pause. Let me turn the music off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this for just a moment. You'll have to let me know if you can't hear it. I don't know why this is messing up so much. But I'm going to turn it up, and hopefully you'll be able to hear everything. But these are the new changes to Arena. You may have to adjust your volume.
Hello everybody, I'm Chris Clay, and today I'll be talking to you about the January update to MTG Arena. We'll be going over bringing Ravnica Allegiance to the game, duplicate protection, and changes we'll be making to Ranked in Preseason 2. Alright everybody, now we're going to talk about duplicate protection, which is probably what you're here for. When you're opening up cards in the booster chamber, we're going to use duplicate protection to ensure that when you're opening up a mythic or a rare, that you're obtaining a card from that set that you don't already own. When you do own all of the cards from a set, if you open up a rare or a mythic, we're going to turn it into gems. You'll receive 20 gems for a rare and 40 gems for a mythic. In limited events, duplicate protection will not apply when you're opening up limited boosters. When you open up the boosters for either your sealed or limited run, once you have opened those cards or selected them in a draft, they will convert over into gems if they're a rare or mythic, or vault progress if they're commons and uncommons that you're obtaining 5th copies of. What we're hoping all of this does is if you're a person who prefers playing limited events, you're going to be able to play more of them. And if you're somebody who's looking to complete their collection, then you will be able to collect cards for the collection more rapidly. With these changes, weekly rewards, daily rewards, the wildcard track, all remain unchanged. The contents of the vault at this time also remain unchanged, though we're looking to play around with that in the future. One of the things that will be changing with the January release is the reward structure for constructed events. The number of individual card rewards will not be changing, but the upgrade rates will. For more information about those changes, you can read about it in an article linked below. Ravnica Allegiance adds 273 new cards to MTG Arena, along with 5 new guilds: Azorius, Rakdos, Gruul, Simic, and Orzhov. Each guild brings a new keyword, which you can learn more about in the descriptions below. Starting on January 17th, you'll be able to open Ravnica Allegiance packs in the store and play sealed Ravnica Allegiance. Starting on January 18th, traditional draft will switch to Ravnica Allegiance. On January 25th, a special Ravnica constructed event will let you build decks from Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance. On February 1st, Ravnica Allegiance will come to Ranked Draft and Preseason 2 will begin. Thank you everybody for your participation and feedback on our first Ranked Preseason. Starting February 1st, we'll be going into our second Ranked Preseason, and the biggest change is for Constructed, you will be able to rank up through Best of 3 play. The limited event will also be seeing a change in that we're going to adjust the matchmaking, so initially it will pair you based on your win-loss record, and then it will look at your rank to determine if it is a proper pairing. We hope you enjoy all these changes as we go into Preseason 2 in preparation for our first actual season of Ranked. As with all of our updates, there are a ton of little details that we can't cover here. Look for all of those in the patch notes, and I hope you are all looking forward to Ravnica Allegiance. I'll see you in the game.
All right. I hope you guys were able to catch that. It seemed like it was crashing my stream a little bit, but yeah, I thought you guys might want to see that part. You're all going to be able to see it very soon anyway when this goes live. So let's go back to some decks, and we'll go from here. Like, I don't know what is going on with my stream right now. Out of all days for the stream to be choppy, why did it have to be today? All right, so Teamer spells, Rakdos burn. All right, chat. Teamer spells, Rakdos burn, or Jun Explorer. What do you guys want to see? Or Jun Aristocrats, if you guys want to see that. Yeah, the Jim's idea is probably the best middle ground from what most of us want. Most of us just want a wild card every time that we get an extra, a fifth copy. We would rather just have a wild card for that fifth copy. Whereas, what? Oh, camera. There we go. Like I said, most of us just want a wild card every time that we get a fifth copy. But that's not going to happen. So we got a bunch for burn. We've got spells. All right, burn, Rakdos, burn, teamer spells. Okay, I'm going to try this, and we're going to see if this smooths the stream up. So, all right, well, burn will not take long for us to burn through a couple games with it. So let's do it. Then we'll get into some teamer spells. Looks like Rakdos 20 bolt. All right, so there's actually only 16 bolts in the deck, right? But I thought 20 bolt sounded better, right? Okay, so we've got it's Get to Lava Runner for the creatures. We've also got so we don't have many creatures here. We've got Electrostatic Field, we've got Get to Lava Runner, and Virashino Pyromancer. All right, and then that's it. That's the entire creature base. No, we have not played Esper yet. That's the entire creature base. Now, as far as spells in the deck, we've got a ton of Lightning Bolt, deal 3 damage effects. We've got Sovereign's Bite, which deals 3 damage. We gain 3 life. We have Skewer the Critics, deals 3 damage to any target. This is a lightning bolt as long as we've activated Spectacle. Otherwise, it costs 3 mana. Same thing for Wizard's Lightning. It only costs 1 mana if we can meet the clause on it. So sating the clause is the whole point of having Get to Lava Runner and Virashino Pyromancer. The Electrostatic Field does not work for those, but we can sate the clause for having a wizard by having by using those creatures. So that's 12 of our bolts, and then we also have lightning strikes for the other 4 to make 16, and then we have shocks, which it's not quite a bolt, but then again, neither is Sword Point Diplomacy or Risk Factor. We've also I could have put cards like Frenzy in here, but instead I wanted to try the new card Theater of Horrors, as this is a spectacle type card. So yeah, there you go. This is browser please. What do you mean browser please? Can you guys not see? Oh dear goodness, I turned off the preview to help with, so now I can't see the output that you guys see. Bowser, please. Oh, some music. Gotcha. Some Caravan Bowser. All right. I was actually going to leave the music off to see if we could smooth up the stream a lot. I'm having quite a few missed frames, and there's not a lot I can do about it. So yeah. As far as lands go, just a play set of everything. I almost put one of Guildgate in here. And I just don't feel that that should be in here, so I didn't. But yeah, that's the deck. Let's go play with it. Let's go make somebody mad. Somebody's gonna get mad. Rakdos 20 bolt. Why do I double click? Because double clicking is natural in the computer world. Good morning, James. Morning for you. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've already been streaming for 7 hours. The God Hand in this deck could make opponents scoop. The God Hand. We got the Asian Avenger. This is Saffron Olive's counterpart. Out of all people to play this deck against, wow, what a bad hand. That's about as bad as it gets. I mean, we can risk factor, though. Gutter Bones. Alright, Asian Avenger. Hello. No blocks. Tattered Mummy. He's got some kind of burn thing going on as well. I think we just start going face. Because we can block the mummy without killing it. So no point in swinging. Midnight Reaper. Is it better if I move the camera over here? I think so. Alright. I'm doing it. We're going to the face. He's going to block. Actually quite happy with that block. That seems okay. Lightfoot Fiend. There's his Judith. I expected that he had Judith in here somewhere. He took it. Have to shock Judith here. Judith gave everything the +1 +0, and we would have been virtually dead. Your choice, sir. He took it. Alright, so we need a burn off the top. We're at 1. Do you have a burn? Bedevil destroys it. GG, Asian Avenger. GG, sir. Very, very close game. Very close game. Well, then you missed when we played the Rakdos Judith deck. Alright, so Rakdos 20 bolt. Here we go. It still wasn't bad for us having a fairly horrible hand, so. And having to pay the extra 2 life for Judith to kill the Judith meant that we died. If we wouldn't have killed the Judith, we would have died at the beginning. FF Freak, I think that's Lepore. If this is Frank Lepore, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think Frank's a Hall of Famer. I'll keep this hand. This hand looks fine. Frank kept 7. We have a decent turn next turn. So the reason I swung first is because I want to shock the Llanowar Elf anyway. I guess I still technically left 1 point of damage on the table. So yeah, that was bad. I was thinking that would go through a different way. I wanted the chance that he might block, but he did not. Merfolk Branchwalker. He gets a land. I'm just going to kill the Branchwalker. Just more creature damage. As much creature damage as we can possibly get in is what we normally want to do. So, yeah, we played Judith the Goblin Queen, and it was pretty decent. So, ooh. Breeding pool. Let's go for some sword point diplomacy here. I bet we get all of this. Take 3. He took 3. Nice. I'll trade. Prime Speaker Vanifear. Cancel. Ravenous Chupacabra for no effects. Just to sack it and go get a 5-drop. Wonder what 5-drop he's going to go get. I'm interested. I'm highly interested to see what Frank Lepore's got going on here. I'm pretty sure that FF Freak is Frank Lepore. He's a guy that sounds like a baseball announcer when he streams. Biogenic Ooze. Okay, so he put Biogenic Ooze in his deck too. Sweet. It's pretty sweet. All right. I'm going to do it. Yes, we have the kill. All we got to do is play the Virshino Pyromancer, but he don't know that. Oh, troll Frank Lepore a little bit, shall we? GG, sir. GG, sir. Yeah, the land is risk fuel. That's right. FF Freak is Brad Nelson? Is it really? I thought it was Frank Lepore. Well, that feels even better to know that that's Brad Nelson. Awesome. I actually like Brad Nelson. Not that I don't like Frank Lepore, but I actually watch Brad Nelson sometimes. So on Star City. So FF Freak is Brad Nelson? Thank you. So now I know where to go look for a sweet Vanifear deck. I'll go check out. I'll go check out what he's doing. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research on the Vanifear deck. Looks like we're playing one more. I should have switched decks, but we're gonna play one more. Reminds you of numero 9 from Bleach. I didn't watch a lot of Bleach. See, all right. Well, I appreciate that, Martini Sam. If any of you guys know, like the people we're playing against, S&T El Goblin. If anybody knows who that is, got burned. we do have burn. So that's a thing. This is probably going to be one of those games where we're like, can we burn them before we die? He did mulligan to 6, though. Mulligan to 6 on the draw, or she. There's a lot of female streamers out there, too. I can pass. We can do this at their end step. Oh, runaway Steamkin. Well, I'm not letting that get out of hand. I'm going to play the theater. As if he's a normal red-black deck, he should have absolutely no way of removing this enchantment. There's not enchantment removal printed in Grixis colors. Ramadi Reveler. Discard a card, draw a card. Fanatical Firebrand. Okay. Firebrand is so good with Judith. Alright, so we got a land under that. And voila, we get our land from the Theater of Horrors. All right, Theater of Horrors triggers. We get a risk factor. Risk factor's bad, right? All right. We can pass. Oh, it mimicked Ruki's mentor. Like, Ramadi Reveler is cool, but a lot of times you're just going to be playing this as a 2/2 for 2. Theater seems good. Theater does seem good. Quite excited about Theater. We're taking damage now. All right. I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to go for the super expensive Wizard's Lightning here. So this is decent, right? I get to just Lightning Strike him, play land, play Risk Factor. He is reading this Theater of Horrors like, what? What? Had the whole ooze and trident thing going on. Okay. This Theater of Horrors has been great. This is the first time I've actually been able to use it, right? Like, I have all of these decks that I have built. They have no testing. They have nothing. It was we weren't able to play with the cards, so it was like, hey, get out there, raw dog this, let's go. And that's what we got going on here. There's a lightning strike under that. All right, so if I get to Lava Runner here, now I can Wizard's Lightning on the cheap. Can Lightning Strike. I can get to Lava Runner again, making both of my creatures lethal, meaning that he has to block both here. One's an unfavorable block for him if he doesn't have a burn spell. I also could have paid 2 life and just shocked him. I probably should have done that. I missed lethal. I could have just paid 2 life and lightning striked him. Yeah. Didn't see it. I got to moving too quick. Didn't look at all the lines. That's Magic, by the way. If you think you play a perfect game of Magic, then you're a Hall of Famer. For real. Alright. Let's see what he's got. Shocked me. Shocking. Do we want to play a bunch of spells next turn, or like what we want to do? Let's just play Vishino Pyromancer and call it a day. I think we got more cards off of our Theater of Horrors than he did off of his Frenzy. Theater is better than Frenzy in this deck. Well, you know what? If we got nothing else out of this, I think we just learned that. I think Theater is 100% better than Frenzy. It's just consistent, and it's so easy to cast the spells out from under it. Like, we had only the spells we wanted to leave under there. So, yeah, I could have untapped. I could have played untap and strike. We had so many outs there, it was ridiculous. Yeah, that was... So, Theater of Horrors and Rakdos, it looks like it's pretty good. I would be willing to cut down yet another Sword Point Diplomacy for Theater of Horrors for a third copy. I think that card is that good. It was definitely good there. Like it would just constantly, just more gas. So better than Frenzy, better than Blasting Cannons or Frenzy, it would seem. Yeah, it definitely seems good. So the deck's pretty cheap to build. There are quite a few, like I think there's like 12 or so rares in the whole deck. 16 if you count the lands, I think. Yeah, 16 rares in the deck. You've got the actually you only have how many rares? We'll let Arena do the figuring. They don't have the rare count. Where's the rare count? Whatever. So, as far as rares in this deck, you got Sword Point Diplomacy, a Risk Factor, that's 6. You've got 2 more with Theater of Horrors, and then you've got, so that makes 8, and then plus 8 lands, 16. So, 16 rares in the whole deck. Not bad if you're wanting to build this on Arena. This would probably be just a fine deck to climb the ladder with. So you can safely skip 4 of the dual lands. Probably. Like you could probably get away with that. I think if I was going to have any of the dual lands, I would probably want Blood Crypt over Dragon Skull Summit, because like you want to start early. You want to be doing your job as early as can. So you still think Blasting Cannons didn't see enough play? Understood. I can get behind that. All right, so we're gonna get back to the decks. And what did we say was next? Teamer Spells. It's one you guys wanted to see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say this deck is total jank. All right. So, we've got a Wilderness Reclamation deck. Alright, so Wilderness Reclamation with 1,000 Year Storm. The idea is that we can untap at the beginning of our end step after we've cast 1,000 Year Storm, and then just kind of go off immediately. So, we have 1,000 Year Storm. If I were going to make cuts in this deck, I would start at Ralzeric, or possibly Niv Mizzet. So, yeah, just a ton of spells. The only creature in the entire deck is one of Niv Mizzet. The idea of a one of Niv Mizzet in this deck goes off of something that Todd Anderson said, talking about that if he played Niv Mizzet with Wilderness Reclamation, that one of those things about Niv is if you ever get to untap with it, then Niv just goes ham. Well, that's kind of the idea here. You untap at the beginning of your end step. You don't even wait till another turn. So But it's 100% pure jank. We've got weird cards like Electro Dominance. If you have 4 lands on the battlefield, like even if you don't hit your 5th land drop, you can cast Electro Dominance for 6 on your next end step, right? Like, so you float, you untap, you float again, Electro Dominance for 6, being able to snap in a Niv Mizzet, snap in a Thousand Year Storm, something like that. So yeah, cut Ral for Sunbird's Invocation. I would almost do that. Matter of fact, I will. Why not? I love Sunbirds in this deck. I tried that a long time ago. I normally, like, this was a thought that, a Ral for that anyway. So we'll save and exit. Go to play. Find Teamer spells. Oh my goodness. Double clicked again. Go home. Just go home. Just go home. Alright. Teamer spells. Here we go. You're going to hang out for a bit? Well, Salvete, thank you. I appreciate it. There was quite a few of us that got sponsored for this. I have went ahead and signed up for next season, so we're gonna try to do this again. And as long as they keep having me, I'm gonna. Yeah, there were 2 Rals. There were 2 Rals that took one out. So as long as they keep having me, I'm gonna keep trying to come back and do it again. All right. Well, we got to start. I'm gonna pay the life. Alright, so we can go ahead and do this. Yeah, I want that land. That's basically all I'm looking for here is land. Let's strike that. And then we'll just move on. Incubation Druid. What are we going to do on 4? Probably not much. So we can play the tap land on 4. Has the stream been smoother recently? Still showing that we are getting some drop frames. There's not much I can do about that, guys. He's looking at my lands. Is he about to blow up my lands? Dude, don't you blow up my lands. I'm going to opt. I want a shock. I want a shock or a lightning strike, please. It's a lava coil. It's a lava coil. Alright. So he's going to get to put the counter on it. He's going to get to do things. He's going to get 3 converted mana, or three mana this turn. It's heartbreaking. Don't have a 3-drop that you want to play. Just don't. He did. Okay. That leaves him with 2 mana. He just auto-adapt. He'll resolve this ability. Draw a card, discard a card. We'll see what he discards. I do have to get rid of this before Hydro crosses. Yeah, the thing comes down and gets me. My turn. Good news is he doesn't have like a dive down or something available. So if I don't tap land here, Like, I'm probably going to have to tap land at some point, but if I don't tap land, then we can lava coil this, and we can the radical idea if we want to. Honestly, I need to be like I need to find my combo piece here. Sunbird's Invocation is fairly bad in this deck actually, unless you're casting your big combo pieces. So, like if this was a Thousand Year Storm, I'd feel a little bit better. But I can also cast Electro Dominance for a million, Sunbird's Invocation off of that, and that'll be great. Yep. I would even take a mission briefing right now, so I can mission briefing back into Lava Coil to kill the Benefic Biomancer. He's running Thrash Threat. Wow. I'm going to get rid of a land. Watch, I'll never see another land. It'll be horrible. There we go. So we can just breeding pool, taps. I really just want to see another card here. We'll get that on the battlefield. Electro Dominance for 1 on the Biomancer. Shock it. Seems bad, right? Like, it doesn't seem like how we're going to win this game. I mean, I could be wrong. He doesn't get to flip the Adonis Climb. Like, that's what we were able to do there. Wasn't able to flip Adonis Climb. Let's counterspell this, right? So now we're just screwed. Yeah. Is there a lot of Simic land destruction? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's any 3 converted mana cost land destruction, but again, I'm not extremely familiar with what all is going on, and he sure keeps pointing at all my land. Ouch! Ow! That hurt. That hurt, Charlie. Yeah. Seems bad. Yeah. That Frailed Mystic may be better than I had given it credit for. Let's try this again. The 1 card you put into the deck. The 1 card could have been a Ralzeric. Blame it on you, Tier 1 Jank. The 1 card, if that would have been a Ralzeric, we could have played it. We could have killed the other thing. Well, it's all your fault, dude. It's all your fault. I ain't taking responsibility for this. Thousand Year Storm and Electro Dominance seem massive. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. You got like Growth Spiral and stuff. Like if you've already been drawing a bunch of cards with like Growth Spiral, then you're in a really, really good spot with Thousand Year Storm. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. You're good. Hey, remember, it's my fault. I put it in the deck. No matter what someone else says, it's my responsibility for putting it in the deck or not putting it in the deck. Same thing goes for you when you take a deck to F and M. Oh, do we want that? Not really. I mean, maybe. Do I? Kind of. And we'll wait. Hey, look what we drew. Uh, can I Z that? Can I Z that land? No, I have to pay life. Whatever. Let's growth spiral. Moving on. It's turn 2. I've played 3 spells. I've got 3 land. Feels good. Oh, okay. Well, so I blame you for everything. As long as we've got that clear that I blame you for everything, and we're good. You know. All right. As long as we know. Let's go tapped here. Not really worried about the 1/1. I would actually just be more interested in casting my shocks and stuff after I got to other stuff. Hey, Prime Speaker Vanifear! You're so cool, dude. I love that card. The card's so cool. He's using Elvish Rejuvenator as well in his Prime Speaker Vanifear, where most people I've seen were running District Guide. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, I am going to lava coil that. And then we'll pass the turn. I'm probably just going to pitch a breeding pool here to the radical idea. Like at this point, I am concerned with nothing more than finding Nib Mizzet or Thousand Year Storm or something, right? Like I don't even want Wilderness Reclamation right now because I don't have anything to do with it. So, like, I need one of my engines. So far, we've been playing this, and we've run into no engine cards, and yeah, that's horrible. So I'll get rid of the breeding pool. I actually have to get rid of Rootbound Crag. If we draw Niv Mizzet, I have to have the. I guess it just doesn't matter, does it? There's a mission briefing. That's not horrible. I may just mission briefing into a growth spiral. Sure. 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 He got a frilled. He's got a frilled. Nope, he's gonna let me do it. Ooh, do I want another growth spiral? Not really. But I do want to mission brief into one here. What's that, enter tap? Come on. If we hit a land off of this, we get to play it too. Yeah, okay. It's not horrible. There's the frilled. There's old Frilly. Yeah. So yeah, like Frill's still good in this deck, even though you can't do it at instant speed. Like Frill's still decent. He's also not running white. He went into red and Chemist's Insight. Yes. It's no good if I can't find. How many Electro Dominants do I have in my deck? Oh my goodness. Whatever. I have 2 in the deck. Is this the last stream or the second to last? No, this is the second stream. We didn't get to start till 10 a.m. this morning. We streamed till about 1 or so. I took lunch. Then we're doing the jank streams. We're going to come back. Probably going to take a break here in just a little bit. We'll come back. We'll stream some sealed. I don't know how much sealed I'm going to do. I'm not a big sealed fan. There's going to be a ton of sealed content out there. There's a lot of people that are like dying to get practice with sealed. All right. So now he counters it with Frilled Mystic. He did not. I mean, we're just like almost dead anyway, right? Counter this with Frilled Mystic, or just play Frilled Mystic at the end of turn. I'm dead. Yep. Didn't get there, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't get there. Never want Ral to end that way, right? It's a bad way for Ral to go out. So yeah, against anything with counter, then we just don't stand a chance. The problem with the deck is it just doesn't fire off. Like you're not doing anything to like turn 5, or turn 6, turn 5 if you've cast your growth spirals. So I like the idea of it. Problem is, we just never hit a payoff. We never seen Niv Mizzet, never seen Thousand Year Storm, never seen Wilderness Reclamation. So, yeah. Oh yeah, having a double lightning strike something feels bad. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Jun Kratz. Yeah, sure. This Jun Kratz deck's pretty sweet. You guys still got to see Mardu Visitation. All right, so let's go see Jun Kratz. Alright, so this deck's all about incremental damage, doing small amounts of damage. So I wanted to run a lot of things exactly tier 1 jank, you're just dead on turn 5. I wanted to run a lot of things that would sacrifice my own creatures, that we could kill stuff with. Cards like Cindervine, if we're coming up against someone that's casting a lot of spells, then Cindervines is going to be really good. We're going to do those incremental points of damage. This also works as giving us an ability to deal with enchantments. So just naturally, with this being on the battlefield, we're doing that incremental damage, and then when we need to, we can sacrifice this. It'll deal 2 damage to the controller of target artifact or enchantment that we decide to destroy. And then we do have some fine finales to be able to get back our choice creatures. I didn't go overboard with Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Originally, this deck had a little bit more of the rhythm, like it had a Rhythm of the Wild instead, which would allow you, like your Priest of the Forgotten Gods, to have haste so that they could come in and things like that. Reassembling Skeleton, just a really good thing to bring back. Didn't want to go overboard on that as well. We've got a ton of Sapperlings and things. I know those don't really work really well with Judith, but they do work well with like Poison Tipped Archer. This is also an Abzan list that we have that looks pretty sweet. Spore Swarm, instant speed, can give us up to 3 tokens. We've got some Bedevils to be able to deal with stuff. Plague Crafter. As far as the the top end goes, we got some Domri Raids, we got Tender Dryads, and the rest of the decks, just Land of War Elves, Cast Downs, things of that nature. So we've got a bunch of things to sack and value that can be had off of sacking these creatures. Judith here, like this particular deck, is aiming to do more with Judith's first line of text, where creatures you control get the +1/+0, and then the second line of text is just kind of that extra little something. Now, the one card that is not in the deck that if I was going to add or like make changes and add any other card to the deck, it'd be Midnight Reaper. The card has just been phenomenal all day long with playing, like seeing these other decks, like everyone having Judith and Midnight Reaper. It just seems right. So those are probably just kind of meant for each other. So maybe the Midnight Reaper's her Usher, but we'll go play with this deck and see if we can have some fun with it. So. All right. John Kratz, where are you? Do I think this deck will go off? Or do I think this deck's like really good? Probably not. Again, this was just wanting to try things in a different shell. No Journey. Like I feel Journey would be better off in some other type of like actual reanimator style deck, bringing back like Ravenous Chupacabras. You want a little bit more value out of Journey, in my opinion. Like even the Journey deck we seen, he was bringing back Ravenous Chupacabras. Like I think there's a Sultai deck there somewhere with Journey that you could. Hey, Brad. All right, we know it's Brad Nelson now. He wants some revenge. He's probably gonna get it. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's okay. I do have to take 2 life right off the bat, but it's okay. Is Brad just like testing Golgari or his Vanafir deck? I wonder if he's still on the Vanafir list. Maybe not. Maybe he is not. I'm just going to pass. I guess I could have played Dark Dweller Oracle. Wow. Does he just sweep the board next turn? So we'll just trade a Sapperling for a 3/2. Seems okay. He gets rid of the land. Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, kind of seen that coming. We don't have any land, so we need things back. Good old fine finale. No Azorius favorable wins. I thought about building that, and I just it kept looking a little too strange. I didn't like the looks of Azorius favorable wins. Well, Brad, you're gonna get me this time. I can't seem to draw lands, and that's gonna be a GG's. Oh wow, Z double history. Sweep the board, hit the histories, and take it. Like, just take off. This is free game. Free game. No blocks. No attacks. No attacks. No blocks. We're gonna take a cool million here. Midnight Reaper. A Tonto Vanguard. Nice, nice. Now I've got to pay life just to be able to pass the turn. Yeah, sure. We're just dead here, right? Any way you look at it, we're dead. If we had blocked the other way, we'd have still been dead. So, yeah, Ritual of Soot would have been very nice. Would have been quite sweet, honestly. I mean, the double history draw. We were playing that earlier in the day. Double history seems pretty good, so. A lot less aggression and angry. Oh, I have a lot less aggression and anger? Or you have less aggression and anger? That's twice with the Junkrat's deck. The deck's it's not really that great. Like that was one of the first ones I started building of the night, and I got to considering more and more things as the night went on. So yeah, this deck's just not great. I do want to point out though that like we put out 30 decks, 30 decks, guys. Like that is awesome. That like the community come together, help me build decks, pull decks, things like that. I had some help from the moderators a little bit. Well, Jareth Miles and some of the others, but we had some help from like James Clugston. Rush gave his input on some things, posted his decks. So I had a lot of fun with it. All right. We've got Mardu Angels, and we've got... So the next deck's going to be Mardu. It's either Mardu Angels or it's Mardu Aristocrats. Like Mardu Angels or Mardu Angels. You pick. So play the pod deck. Hasbro, you missed the pod deck. That would have to be under later tonight when we play community decks, Rush. Like... It's the only time that deck's going to get played. Where was you for the pod deck? We already played the pod deck. The pod deck, it was interesting. You were Tier 1 Jank. You were the one here telling me get rid of the frilled speaker. I'm pretty sure. Sapperling Aristocrats, yeah, we just played Jund Aristocrats, the Sapperling Aristocrats deck. Wasn't that good. We played it a couple times. I can't seem to get it to fire off. So like as far as like community decks that I have pulled right now, or the ones that we're on already posted before, we've got the Grixis Control list, we've got Jund DJ, and we got Naya Mollywhoppers. So there's a couple community decks we have up here. But for right now, it's either Mardu Angels or Mardu Visitation, which is just another version of Angels. So, have I played the Gruul Wilds deck yet? I did play a Gruul deck. I did not play Jund Explorer, which is the other kind of Gruul style deck. So we do have Jund available. So Jund, Mardu Visitation, or Mardu Angels. You guys pick. That's your three choices. While you're picking, I'm going to go to the restroom, so we'll be right back. All right, and we are back for more Wizard sponsored content here on YouTube Gaming. Thank everyone for showing up. Everyone that has just joined us, thank you very much for joining. We're getting ready to play some more jank decks. We've got a Mardu Visitation deck coming up here. Looks like chat voted. We got a lot of votes for the Visitation deck. A lot of people were like, Angels anything, stuff like that. So we're going to go with Mardu Visitation. So let's take a look at this deck really quick. I pulled it up on stream a little bit earlier tonight, or earlier in the day. Wow, it's been a long day already. All right, so first off, there's no enter the battlefield triggers in this entire deck, which makes this a really good deck to run Tocatli Honor Guard. Tocatli Honor Guard's probably in a terrific spot. I'm also going to say that if there was a Divine Visitation deck that I would work on to possibly perfect and make better throughout the course of the season, this is probably somewhere really close to my starting point. Now, as time goes on, we're going to see if Teysa Karlov is the real deal or not. Currently, I don't have a ton of Teysa Karlov in the deck. It does give my Angels from Divine Visitation more chances at lifelink. We do have a Lyra for the exact same thing. We have Alindra, which, as we're losing creatures, and we do have ways to lose our creatures. We've got Pitiless Pontiff. We could sack with a final payment. We could we could use final payment for a sack outlet. We can kill their enchantments and stuff with Mortify, their artifacts, creatures, planeswalkers with Bedevil. Again, there would probably be some tweaks that I would make to this deck, but for right now, it's kind of swinging wide in both directions. We've got 3 copies of Tithe Taker to help against the control decks. We've got 3 copies of Tocatli Honor Guard to help against the enter the battlefield creature decks, and then we have those beautiful lines of, if you want to make Divine Visitation good, I believe that the turn that it comes down, you need to make a token that very turn if you want this card to be, all that and more. And in order to do that, we're running red in the Divine Visitation deck for Legion Warboss and Leonin War Leader. Now, does this deck truly need Judith? Possibly not, but again, this deck is going to use Judith's first ability a lot more than the second ability. Now, we're okay with the second ability, and we also have Midnight Reaper. Now, I do want to point out that Teysa Karlov is really, really good with a couple of these cards, because as death triggers happen, we're going to get to draw additional cards. We're going to get to do additional damage. We're even going to get additional counters on Alindra the Dusk Rose, or additional tokens from Alindra the Dusk Rose. So I thought that it was relevant to actually have Alindra and Teysa in the deck. Originally, I was with 2 Teysa and only 1 Alindra the Dusk Rose. I came off of that. Again, I haven't had a lot of time for testing in these decks. There's not a ton of red in the deck, and that's why you don't see a mountain. Pretty much everything else, we're running full steam ahead on all the split lands except for Dragon Summit. Had to cut some of those out. We are still at 24 land, and the deck probably doesn't need 24 land. If I was going to cut another land from the deck, it would actually probably go Swamp. But we also have Resplendent Angel, which is another way to make angel tokens. And with Resplendent Angel, we can actually make this work with cards like Lyra and things like that. So we have some option there for Resplendent Angel, and because we have a ton of 3-drops and below that are really, really important, I thought it was it might be good to run a copy of Revival. So I'm going to be trying out Revival here, and that's the deck. I hope you guys like it. I hope that we can do some good things with it, and let's go find out. And thank you, Wizards, for giving us this opportunity. All right, where'd it go? I hate how the decks keep shuffling. Oh, why? Every single game I do that when I switch decks. Oh. All right, so did we play 20 Bolt Rakdos already? Yes. Yes, and we discovered that Theater of Horrors may be the most broken card in that deck. Yeah. Um, Theater of Horrors, like we played against another deck that actually ended up playing a a Frenzy. We got so many more cards off our Theater of Horrors than he got off of his Frenzy. It was ridiculous. So it was really really good. I Amazonian. Oh, this is another big streamer here. She's pretty cool. I've caught her stream a couple times. All right, so we get to start with a tapped Blood Crypt. We get to come into our Clifftop Retreat untapped. By then, we'll know whether or not we want to do the Pitiless Pontiff or the. All right, so we're probably going to do Tocatli Honor Guard. Lyra might be helpful here. I'm not going to pay the life, and we'll just pass the turn. Ooh, that is possibly going to be a problem. Tithe Taker. I don't think I'm after Tithe Taker here, but I don't want like Viashino Pyromancer or something like that to deal damage to me. So Amazonian, play and burn. Yep. This is pretty good. I wonder what she's trying to ramp into. I mean, she's got all the prospectors here. No blocks. Well, I mean, we can Pontiff. It's a 2/2. I mean, we're going to be taking some damage here. We do need to hit land. I could sack the Tocatli Honor Guard and chump with the Pontiff. Let's see what Amazonian's got in store for us. We do need to get to... we do need to get to it, though. So, we'll see. So when you sack a creature to Pitiless Pontiff, it gains Death Touch and Indestructible. So, yeah. Are you going to put some sort of video description so we know? Yes. The plan is to go back and... Hold on, guys. Yeah, the plan is to go back and put timestamps on all these videos. Now, granted, I just can't do that right now. We're going to no attacks. I just can't do it right now. So, ooh, Goblin Chain Whirler. Woo. Rakdos the showstopper. She won all the coin flips. Very nice. Very nice. So she gets to swing with Rakdos. Like, she won all the coin flips. So good. So good. Like, the randomization of this card's not that great, but that was pretty good with her winning the coin flips, and yeah. We need what? Resplendent Angel off the top. Theater of Horrors, just being a terrific card. Alright, what do we have in the graveyard? Anything worth bringing back? Not really. So I can Pitiless Pontiff, Tithe Taker, Sack Tithe Taker. Yeah, this lets me gain 5 life here. We are just stalling though. We need to get into one of our actual kill spells. What'd she get? Legion War Boss and a land? Seems good. Well.
You're just fuel for the fires of freedom.
Well, yuck. This is just yuck. Alright. So I have to sack Tithe Taker here to keep from dying. Brutal. Amazonian, you got me here. I'm going to pay the life. We're going to enter combat. I'm just going to go ahead and kill Angrath. We still gain life off of this.
Ram a new course free.
We'll double our life total, and she'll lose half of hers. So we hit her for 10 right there. I mean, that's not horrible. And we're back up to 16. No, the bedevil! Oh, she bedeviled me. I should have. I didn't have land a second. Alright, no blocks. We take 9. That opens up the doors to all of this. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. The auto tapper's gotten much better. Access to just so many cards here with Theater of Horrors. So many cards. Scourge Diva. So how do I do this? We block here, we let those two trade. Block here, let those trade. Seems so bad. And now she's got 4 cards that she could cast. Seems good. GG. Yep. All lands. So for those of you that don't know who Amazonian was, she's the one who had the event a couple weeks ago that you didn't have to have land in your draft. You just got to draft and play all your draft cards without actually having land. So like turn 1, you just dumped your whole hand. It was a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool event. So she got me though. Mardu Visitation did not go off so well. Play the Shrine untap. Right. Play, go out on our own accord here, right? Yeah. You're interested to see the market update? Yeah. I think that there's going to be big uptick on things. A lot of people are going to want to go back and get some old cards, things like that. Cards like Alendro will probably go up $1 or 2, just because people want to play around with it. May not go up that much because it's like so low right now, but it could be a thing. This is so close to being like an amazing hand. If we hit a red source, it is going to be good. Oh, look. So everyone's done playing with their decks for today. Now everybody's just playing red deck wanting to win. Yep. That's where we're at. Everybody's done. No one wants to sit around and have fun anymore. It is play red deck and get this over with. That's sad because that's what Arena is normally. Well, we make him kill it, right? She can't lightning strike us now. She can shock it. Or he. Cabison Fire. There we go. Use your shock. Now we get an afterlife trigger and so on and so forth. The question is like, do we play Judith first or we play Legion War Boss? Yeah. I want to like save Legion War Boss because if we can get to the 5 mana and get the Divine Visitation down, we'll be in a pretty good... Just at me? Spectacle. Light up the stage. So he spectacled this, light up the stage, and he gets to play the top 2 card of his library until end of turn. Wizards, or is it till his next turn? Why is that still up there? Until your next turn you get to play it. Alright, so Wizard's Lightning's off the table for him. Alright, let's try to get some damage in. Yay, we're doing things. Yeah, so that's the line I ended up taking. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. That's a lot longer to play those cards than I thought. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Alright, well, let's Judith swing for 4. I mean, Judith is still 4 damage here, so. Wow, alright. I'm going to pay the life. Lender of the Dusk Rose. Wizard's Lightning on Judith. Almost want to kill my own goblin here. I'm going to. I get it back in lifelink creatures later. Unless he's got shock. I mean, if he doesn't have shock right now, then there you go. Blew me out with a shock. If we get to Divine Visitation, though, this is over. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move, Cotton. It's funny. Really want to draw cards, so I'm going with the Midnight Reaper. Chain Whirler looking good for him. Yeah. There's that Chain Whirler. Man, those animations. Just the chains. I'm just going to snap off the block here. Land. We really need a land. Really, really need a land. Need a couple of lands. Not the third Divine Visitation. So that's kind of the problem with Divine Visitation is you do not need it in multiples. Unless they're destroying them, you do not need it in multiples. So, alright, well we got the land. We are going to have to pay for it. I'm going to go for it. Got to take my chances now. So, next turn we get back Legion Warboss Inner Combat. It's not bad. So this deck could probably actually just run some board sweepers or something like that. Like just oh, am I dead? I'm just dead, aren't I? Shouldn't have let him draw the cards. But then I would have been at 2. Yep. GG opponent. Too slow to fight red deck. Alright guys, well, you know, looks like Mardu Visitation was a horrible deck. Sorry I made you guys watch that. I still believe that this is somewhere where I would want to be in this season. I think that there's something in Mardu there that I'm going to work on, and I'm gonna play around with it. Whether or not that's true, like as far as like you know it being worth playing with, I really couldn't tell you right now. Like we need to see where things go. Don't do so well against red deck, but I do believe in in best of 3 games. In best of 3 games, we would be able to, combat that a little bit better. But yeah, it didn't go so well. The deck looks like all the parts are there and everything, but we just didn't do so well against red decks. Against other decks, we might do pretty well. Mid-range decks, even maybe against control decks, but not so well there against the red decks. Alright, so next up, we've got Jund Explorer. I don't think you want to jump straight into Mardu Angels. But we've got Jund Explorer. We do have the Mardu Angels list available. And then, what else? What's something else that would be fun? Persistent Petitioners. Have we played Gruul yet? Yes. So we started the day with Gruul. Gruul was the first thing we played, just like everyone else, and all we ran into at the beginning of the morning was Gruul. And now we're getting, towards the end of the day, and it seems like everybody's playing red. So, I played the Gruul aggro deck. Many decks suffer against red deck wins. Yeah, I'm not gonna let it discourage me from the Mardu build. Um, it's tis what it is. So we do have, you know what? Everybody's just asking about Gruul and other things. Let's go play Jund Explorer. Jund Explorer will at least, suit or sate your needs for some Gruul action. We've got Gruul Spellbreaker here. We've got, this is basically like your Golgari deck splashed red for some Bedevils, for some Ghoul Spellbreakers, Domri Raid, and Rhythm of the Wild. Honestly, we could probably get away with an extra Rhythm of the Wild, and let's do that. Because the more I played this card today, the nastier it seemed. So let's explore Jund. So yeah, we've got some Immortal Follies in the graveyard. We still have the Vivian Reed Carnage Tyrant thing going on. We got to do some crazy stuff like turn 4 Carnage Tyrant with haste earlier today. We got to cast Spellbreaker with multiple copies of Riot on it, and a lot of people were jumping into streams going, am I seeing this right? Can we Riot multiple times? Like, is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. So, yeah. Did I do it again? Did I do it again? I did it again. All right. Here we go. It's a raid deck. Did I keep saying raid? Yeah. I kept doing that last night. I kept saying raid instead of riot. Let's see some mill to have fun. Yeah, I want to play the mill deck next. Yeah, the mill seems like it would be fun if we could make it work, but chances of actually, getting it to work seem pretty slim. So. S&T channel 0B1. I don't know. Yeah. That's a bad hand. That one ain't much better. All the pain lands. Oh, look. More land. I guess after drawing Rootbound Crag, the proper land would have been to play Overgrown Tomb. What is this? Tap and untap creature you control. The card's just bad, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it's not. Maybe someone's going to show us just how good this card is. Green white, they're going to tap a mirror with it. Like, that's pretty much what we came up with as we're talking about it on stream. No point in attacking. Coin flip cards are a little strange. Look! Looky, looky. We just took 6. Yeah. Learning something now. We can enter tapped with this. Can't swing with it either way. Might as well give it a +1/+1 counter, make it a little bit bigger. And then we'll go no attacks. We take 8. 9. Yeah. All right. I like where this is going. Prime Speaker Vanafear. Wow. Look, another land. Well, shucks, guys. Um, let's go for the counter. At least we can possibly get it up to a 4. Do we want that? Does that do any good? I think that has to go to the graveyard. I'm pretty sure that we have to have something bigger and better than that. Let's go Painland tapped. Haven't even been able to get in for damage. So. I almost built an Arcades deck. I did. I almost built an Arcades deck. I'm going to get smacked with some walls, right? You ever run into a wall just face first? Well, this is what that feels like, right? Just head first, straight into a wall. Wait a minute, this doesn't give itself? Oh, a creature with defender. Each creature you control... would you quit moving? With defenders... Okay, so it has to have the defender to assign its combat damage. Alright. At least we can jump on the ground now. Might as well play the Painland tap. Alright. No attacks. So Incubation Druid gets straight out for a 3-drop. So I'm just going to go ahead and trade it out right now. 3-drop, Deputy of Detention. It's going to get rid of our 4/3. Right. Enraiser. Wow. I am so impressed. It's got trample. That's it. So maybe that's how you use Vanifear. Right? It's just walls and... Yeah. Right? Plays Arcade. Well, apparently he just plays Enraiser. So yeah. My bad. Druid's a 2-drop. That's right, McFats. You're bad. So, Jund Explorer. There you go. When you draw all lands, yeah, it's kind of how things go. That's Magic, though. And it's been a long day. So, we'll see. And we got a lot more to go. It's only 6 p.m. here, and I think we have the accounts until 2 a.m. So we got about 8 more hours of streaming. Yeah, we got quite a bit of time left. Travic VIP. All right. So let's see what you got, Travic. It's not exactly the greatest of hands, but it ain't the worst. We have some removal. We're going to be a little bit slow. Well, that made it real bad. Like, where's the point where I'm allowed to just get really salty? Am I allowed to do that? Can I just get really salty? And just start scooping on people? No, I don't want to play you. I'm going to go to the next person. Oh, I don't want to play you either. I'm going to the next person. Like, can I do that? What time is community decks? I want to do them around the same time that we do like the normal stream around 9:30 or so. I want to start doing community decks around then. I guess we play Land of Werewolves and let him kill it. He's probably just got the shock available, right? Because why wouldn't he? I mean, he didn't draw land, but he's still gonna like have all the things necessary to whoop my tail. Let's go with the Rhythm of the Wild. I mean, if he is stuck on land, then we might be able to come off of this. Being able to play like Midnight Reaper with an additional counter It means that it's going to be harder for him to kill it. He can't kill it with just shocks. Oh, he's burning a shock, so I might give it haste. We'll see. Oh, that's brutal. So brutal. Shooby-doo-wah. So I uptick this, it goes to 6, but I got like no real reason to uptick. I would like to have some type of protection on the battlefield. I tell you what, let's Merfolk Branch Walker here with an additional counter. Might be able to turn this into a J light. Really want another land. Yep, I want another land. I don't think we win this if we don't hit lands. So, yeah. Woosah. Alright. Haste everything. Haste is better than +1/+1. That is not true. That's so not true. I just milled this. You're not supposed to be here. Alright, haste. We haste everything. Like, can we swing if we haste? Like, am I allowed to swing here? Can I swing? McFats, please. Let me know. Since haste is so much better than +1/+1. Can I swing? Was I allowed to swing last turn? There's never absolutes in Magic. Never. This is me going on tilt, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. No, I can't attack. Our opponent is stuck on 1 mana, and I'm going to lose this stupid game. Look, +1/+1 would have saved us, but haste is always the right answer. Couldn't beat a level 1 or a one mana hand. Meet John Explorer. Also dies to red deck. Yes. Yes, Bill. I got you. I got you. But let that be a lesson to anyone who thinks that you always pick one thing. You do not. You do not always pick one thing. If we would have picked the 1/1 counter, he wouldn't have been able to shock it. Therefore, it would have lived. Eric seems to be like a good time for a quick jog around the block. And some more food, maybe a good protein shake or something. Yeah, I was gonna take a little break anyway before we come back and do sealed. It seems like all we're running into right now is yeah. It was 1 mana, but otherwise it was the nut. Yeah, okay, maybe. Still though, like we shouldn't have haste. Like against a red deck, you want your creatures to be as big as possible, and then once you've got them on a stall where you stop taking creature damage, then you can start to kill them. So like when fighting against red deck, you mainly like, especially in the current format, right, where it's more like modern burn. You wanna take as little creature damage as possible, so you're not swinging in the early turns. You're trying to stop their creature damage, and if you can make your creatures larger so that you can stop that creature damage, or making your creatures larger so that it's harder for them to burn with particular burn spells. Not so much in modern because everything does 3 anyway, but in standard here where most things do 3, but they've got a bunch of shocks and things like that. You normally want to make things bigger so that you can stop creature damage. Even if you're trading out for creatures, you need to stop creature damage, because creature damage is a renewable source of damage, whereas in most situations, burn is not renewable. Risk factor is that's a whole new category, but that's just kind of okay, so he would have shocked and probably sacked his firebrand. Well, then I would have gotten 2 cards for the price of 1, whereas with haste I still couldn't swing and I only got 1 card. So I traded a 2 for 1 for a 1 for 1, right? Like, no. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. We'll be back. I'm probably going to take about a 20-minute break, just stretch my legs and everything. We'll be back around 6:30 Central Time. It's 6 o'clock, 6:08 Central Time right now. So I'm going to take like a 20-minute break, and then probably restart my router and things like that. And we're gonna be back, and we're gonna go do some sealed. It'll be my first time jumping into the sealed environment here in Ravnica Allegiance, and as it will be most of your first time jumping into the environment. So should be a lot of fun. I am a little upset that I haven't won 15 games today. What is going on? I mean, granted, we've been bouncing around a lot. We've been playing a lot of different. So anyway, yeah. That's yeah, we gotta go get the salt off, right? It's getting quite salty up in here. Definitely getting sick of playing red deck. Honestly, if Magic turned into the point where that's the only thing people did was play red deck, just burn, 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 and we might be there. The red deck may be good enough that if you get into best of ones, the only thing you're going to see is red deck and decks that are built to beat red deck. I highly, highly anticipate that with the new Spectacle card. We played that burn deck earlier, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is a little stupid. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little break, about 20 minutes, and we'll be back up. I'm gonna shut the stream down, probably restart my router, just that sort of thing, just to do the preventative maintenance, and then we'll kind of go from there. So see you guys back here in 20 minutes for those that want to come back in, and for everyone else, thanks for stopping in. As always, thank you, Wizards, for supplying us with this wonderful account full of all the goodies that we can play with today. And then yeah, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.